you imagine if they did make a triangle box, though? That'd be wild.
The collector's edition box should have been a triangle. Let's be real here. It should have been a triangle.
It could have looked like this.
Genuinely, it could have been like that. It needed to be like massive, and then like the Switch game cut box is like really tiny, but they had to figure out how to fit everything in a triangle. Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the HGO podcast. I'm your host today, Ethan, and joining me, as always, are my good friends, Hunter and Kyle. Hey, guys, how you doing?
Oh, I'm doing just swell.
It's good to be here. The review season is nearly over, guys. Can you believe it? We're almost at the end of this amazing journey where we've had game after game after game after game after game
that we don't have reviews for yet.
Yeah, I know, right? All those review games that are coming in due time. Just like every good review season, we're going to be a couple of months late. It's going to be great.
It's the last time in a while we'll be able to use the "Is it overrated?" title, though.
Will we use it? Am I going to go out on a mad one and just be like, tee-hee, is it underrated? Who knows?
Ethan's going to be like, yes, this time, because it gets me less points. In the fantasy
more. I'm just sitting there going, why didn't it get Scarlet Nexus? Just like Scarlet Nexus, games have been robbed. Can't take it.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one, but welcome back to the show, everybody.
Back then.
Yeah. I forgot that I
I'd be upset again
had
if I actually did take this game, though.
I'm like,
it was like a
fine.
double eye poke for you, too, because then you got the same as the Pokemon Snap game that you don't understand why it exists.
Yeah.
Do you not understand it though because you're just not its intended audience, or is this like a boomer thing where you're just like, I don't get these dang flabbed games with their wacky controls. Why are they taking photos of those weird virtual animals?
I mean, I don't get it because it doesn't look entertaining. But
true.
You know,
True.
I'm sure it's like a very soothing game to play if you just
45 minutes before we
start
started this recording, I listened to you guys scream about your splits and Crash 2 speedrunning. That is a different dimension of not understanding something that you don't find entertaining.
Well, all I can say, guys, is we've got
you could try speedrunning Crash 2.
We've got a couple of
I would be still in that dimension, probably.
We've got a couple of interesting stuff. Obviously, year 3 is just around the corner. We're just about to start our third season. We've got a couple of fun announcements, and let me just say, one of them involves bringing back somebody who is filled with copium, so I look forward to that. I wonder who it is. But we were talking to them earlier, and on another level of copium, but we'll live with it.
Just on a different planet.
In a different fucking galaxy. But yeah, welcome back to the Show Podcast, guys. We've got a banger episode for you guys today. We've got brand new games for the last time in a while. Hope you love topics, because they're coming back just round the corner. We have Triangle Strategy.
3x3s.
Yeah, 3x3s are finally making their glorified return. I know you audio listeners. I know you're sitting out there going, yeah. We did 2 of them, and people were like, they were all right. And now we're like bringing them back. Good and proper.
We were going to do one for Valentine's Day, but Ethan and I couldn't think.
It wasn't that. It was Nintendo.
Switch
Nintendo cancelled it. Nintendo was like, people that play Nintendo games don't have relationships. So Nintendo Direct time, ladies and gentlemen. And we're like, salut, let's go. But no, we're going to talk.
Same thought process as the Sonic movie.
True. We're going to be talking everything about Triangle Strategy that just released. We're going to talk about the Ghostwire visual novel that just came out. Hunter's played it, so that we don't have to. We're going to talk about Kirby demo. We're going to annoy some Kirby fans, or maybe we'll make them really happy. You take your pick.
This one's for you, Nate.
This one's for you. I finished Horizon, so I'm going to give my final thoughts before we do a review on that. Kyle's been playing Resident Evil 2, and yeah, we've got a load of video games to talk about. We've actually done our job for once.
Things this week.
We did it. It only took like 2 years, but we finally filled a podcast episode with stuff we actually played instead of just talking about it.
I'm so proud of us.
God.
Can't wait for the 3x3 to be a train wreck next week.
It's going to be good. You know it. You know it's going to be a good one. You know it's going to be a good one. So, yeah, I'm just going to do a quick spiel. Make sure to keep up to date with everything by following us on Twitter. @HogGames Smash that subscribe. Follow that like button. Do whatever you want to do.
Dingle that bell.
Dingle that bell. You can find us on your favorite podcast by just searching for Hot Gamers Only. And we appreciate everybody that leaves 5-star reviews, leaves a like on the video. And remember, you can always get in contact with us if you want, and if you have any opinions or you want to just talk to us about things that we've done on the podcast. hotgamersonly@gmail.com. You can send us your funny things. You can insult me. You can do whatever you want. But hey, please don't insult me. I'd like a nice.
He's
email.
very frail.
I'm very frail. My ego's very big, but it's very frail.
The bigger they are, the harsher they fall.
It's true.
He will just topple like a house of cards.
I will. I genuinely will. I say I won't take it personally.
Do
but
you
I
guys
very
remember
much
that Fairly Odd Parents episode where Timmy's trying to like stack the Lego tower and everyone just keeps slamming his door so he wishes for peace and quiet?
yeah,
that's Ethan's response.
The
That was a
genuine
good episode.
God, it's been so long. But hey, right. Shall we start with triangle strategy? Shall we get into the triangles and the stratagems and all of that good stuff?
I suppose.
Let's do it. So, Cal, you've been playing Triangle Strategy, the new terribly named video game by Square Enix, following on from
it is such a bizarre name.
To be fair to this name, at least I've never once forgot it.
I think it's the same with Octopath Traveler. I think that game's just ingrained in everyone's brains, whether they played it or not, just because of how fucking obscene the title is.
For example, like there are so many games, like PlayStation's got like 3 sales on right now, and there's so many games that are just utter nonsense word salad that I immediately just in one ear out the other. Mm-hmm. Or like what they end up calling Gods and Monsters, I still can't remember
Immortals
anymore.
Phoenix Rising.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, it's pretty tragic. Every game's like that. As much as I love Horizon Zero Dawn was a terrible name for a first video game in a franchise.
That is a silly name.
Forbidden West is better. Forbidden West is better. I will give them that. But that's also because it's Horizon 2 Forbidden West. But Horizon
you want to talk about
Zero Dawn is like...
You want to talk about names having to grow on you. Horizon, and I didn't like Aloy's name until I heard it a bunch.
I thought it was stupid because I'm like, why is everyone saying alloy like Aloy? I'm like, why? I thought it was like the metal. And I'm like, okay.
That's probably why she's named. That's probably why the dev team chose to name her that, but I still had to like get used to it.
Dude, it was a lot of fun when Aloy got added into Genshin, so all the Genshin players were making their videos and calling her Alloy.
Oh no.
And just never bothered to look up a pronunciation.
God, imagine if they had all the other people, dude. Like, to be fair, Horizon does have that weird thing where it's like everybody, like we were talking about this. I remember their names now only because I've played the game for like 65 hours. But it's like, you know, you've got your Rost, you've got your Erend, you've got your Vol, you've got your... Zoe's a normal one. I'll accept Zoe. That's like an easy one to remember.
You know what the funny thing about Erend is that his name is pronounced exactly the same way you would say the word that is the subcategory of your side quests.
Oh, that's hilarious as well, because you just see Erend all the time as well, because one of the side quest types is Erend. So it's like you got Erend, and it's like, oh, cool. He's like, you should check your Erend. I'm like, which one? The person or the menu?
Hi, Erend.
Which one?
My son, the planet, or me?
Yes.
Just yes to all of those. But anyway, Triangle Strategy is a video game that just came out. That was a tangent.
Oh, we're doing great.
Yeah, so Kyle, you played it.
I did.
How are you feeling on it? How many hours?
4.5 hours.
4.5 hours?
On the 5th chapter, I want to say.
Okay. So, for those who are unaware, can you give us a brief introduction, really, to what Triangle Strategy is?
Yeah, so Triangle Strategy, it's a strategy RPG, kind of like Fire Emblem, just for like the most recent example of something people might know. It's a lot more like character focused and story focused than Fire Emblem is. And like the story's a lot more serious. It's like an actual big wars breaking out.
Actually serious?
Yeah.
Like
It's
no
more...
anime screaming and like...
I was going to say like serious or like anime serious?
Like serious.
Oh, that's kind of lame, because my favourite part of Fire Emblem is when you're doing a strategy and it's basically the whole premise is it's a bunch of teens murdering a bunch of people, and then you just have everyone say, I'm Ferdinand von Geiger every time you fucking kill someone.
And I'm Ferdinand von Geiger.
Yeah, you love to see it. God. Anyway, so it's more serious tone.
Yeah, it's a lot more like Final Fantasy Tactics, honestly, which... big ups in my book. That's a great game, and Square Enix isn't doing anything with that besides making figures.
Oh,
But
Square Enix has got
2D.
HD 2D remakes in the books, apparently.
That's literally what they're doing for the next 5 years.
Someone keeps titling articles with that and putting Chrono Triggers.
I'm surprised they
screenshots on it.
have they trademarked HD 2D yet?
they should.
They probably will. It's on their timeline.
It's a glorious art style.
Yeah.
I will buy every game in this art style.
Don't say that, because trust me, there'll be way too many for you to keep your.
Actually, yeah,
hands
I
on.
don't want to buy Live Alive or whatever the fuck it was called.
I've heard Live Alive's really
That
good,
one looked
actually.
that one looked pretty interesting to me.
Well, I mean, yeah, but that doesn't mean I want to buy it.
I've heard it's a really good RPG, Cal. I've heard it's really good.
You're telling me that if they contract Platinum to make an HD 2D game called Babylon's Ascent, you won't buy it?
I fucking won't. Jesus Christ. Well, I can tell you how many will, Hunter. Roughly about 600 people buy it. So there you go. You see, you're wondering, would a shot to Babylon's Fall actually happen in this episode? There you go. Within the first 10 minutes.
I'm too
There you
sarcastic to keep it out, apparently.
go. Well, they had to have one L with the W. Like, it had to happen, right? So anyway, it's a serious tone. It's more of a, obviously, whereas Octopath was a take on like a classic JRPG in this HD 2D style, this is more like a classic strategy game, right?
Yeah, it's a lot different from Octopath, where it is definitely a lot more focused, like story focused and like around the characters' relationships. Whereas Octopath was kind of just like each individual character's stories.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah. So,
yeah.
I guess what's the main draw then? Okay, so what's the story of the world and what is your objective? Are there triangles? What's going on?
Well, I haven't seen any triangles yet, so
Fucking bullshit.
bad
Fake
video
and a
game.
fraud. Are there any dogs you can pet?
There's
That might
cats.
Ratio.
There's cats
Can
you
you-
can pet.
Okay, I'll
Yeah.
allow it.
Good midpoint. Good midway. Meet you halfway.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Halfway between what?
between
dog
not
and
petting
what?
a dog and not petting a dog, I guess, is petting
Yeah,
a cat halfway through. There you go.
Fair enough.
Halfway point. I'm a cat person,
according
by the
to
way. That
people
was
who
not a
play-
shot at cat people. I'm a cat
According to people who play Elden Ring, any kind of creature you can pet is a dog. So you know.
Horse's dog. No, that thing's a dog. See that tree? It's a dog. My
Anyway,
favorite-
world of
No,
triangles.
no. I've got a tangent here. I've got a great
Oh, okay.
tangent, right? I saw on the internet, you know how last week I brought up that people kept putting Fortnite in the comments of all the on all the Elden Ring messages. They kept
Yeah.
putting Fort Space Night. Here's a fun tangent for you. Apparently in Japan, they translated it. It's translated as like Night Fort or whatever. So a load of Japanese players thought there was like a hidden boss or a secret thing at one of the forts at night. So a load of them was like staking out
no.
forts at night.
Oh no!
And they were
One of the
talking about
last
it on
things I
Reddit, all because everybody kept putting Fortnite in the messages of Elden Ring. So
That's
anyway,
hilarious.
just a funny tangent. Anyway, so Triangle Strategy. Is Fortnite in it?
No.
Not buying. Next game.
You don't even have to buy Fortnite, so you know.
Yeah.
It's free.
No, Spider-Man's in Fortnite.
It's true. And so is Nathan Drake. 2 Tom Holland skins.
Damn.
Wonder if they use the same face. Who knows? Triangle
Probably.
Strategy. So we're not getting distracted. We are locking in. I know there's about 5 people watching this podcast that are like, damn it, get to the point.
Are
go on.
there? You guys need to lighten up.
Come on. This is classic. This is You telling me
So
you didn't
anyways.
click on a Triangle Strategy video to hear about Fortnite? Sorry, carry
So
on.
anyways, the story, it starts off with your player character, Sarah Noah. That's his name.
Okay.
He has a very strange name. I do not really retain it. So be glad that I remembered it for this. So Sarah Noah is basically, the plot is that like it starts with him like kind of being put into like a forced engagement with a woman from another neighboring kingdom. And then
Classic arranged marriage.
hilarity ensues.
I can tell that you have paid very astute
Hilarity.
attention to this story. Either that or it's
I
a
don't know,
classic
it's hard to like
or
it's
it's a
hard to, like,
classic Square
describe-
story, and it's just like nothing's happening and it's just a load of exposition.
No,
right?
there's stuff happening.
Oh, is there?
There's people dying,
Oh, that's
Hype.
but like that's not part of the story.
One thing I've heard about it is there's a lot of political like storytelling in it. Like it's very political. It's very much about the politics of the world and going through that kind of stuff, which is a very much a hit or a miss to some people.
It is,
because I know. And this isn't even like a politics and video games like thing. It's just like some people love the exposition.
Like the fictional
people,
political worlds.
They're just a load of We're in a fictional world,
These
and the
fuckers
two
are fighting
factions
over
are Republican and Democrats. It's like, no, oh my god. No.
They're fighting over salt. That's the origin of the conflict.
They're fighting over salt.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty epic, dude.
I'm not sure what the salt is. I've just heard it in like being talked about. But apparently it's like fucking magical salt or some shit.
I don't know. You know what fancy?
It can be used to make explosives.
You know what fancy words?
I believe that's called gunpowder.
Salt is just like
no, it's just salt.
It's just the MacGuffin of the world, dude.
We love a good MacGuffin.
It can do anything.
They didn't explain because they didn't want to insult your intelligence.
Either that or I'm just not there yet.
Fair enough. Right, so you know a little bit about the story, and when we talk about a little, we are talking a little bit about the story.
The story's unraveling around me.
Okay.
I am learning more as I go through the chapters.
Okay, so I'm hoping that the gameplay is unraveled a bit more.
Oh yeah,
so we can talk
solid.
about it. Right, so okay. Get nerdy with us. Talk about the gameplay. Talk about what you like. Talk about what you don't like. What's happening? What's happening with the gameplay?
All right. So
what are them unit stats like?
Maybe not that nerdy, or else I'll fall asleep. But middle ground.
So it's a turn-based strategy game. So the whole thing takes place on a board. Y'all just want to go do completely different things when I started. Both of you muted your mic.
Look, pal, I don't need to talk to you while you explain the mechanics of the game while I pour my drink.
The beauty of that was I went to main cam 3, so Kyle was on full screen as well. So no one would have known that we both fucked off. On screen, I went to go look at my phone and Hunter's pouring a drink. Like, genuinely. I just literally was like, right, put him on main and I'm going to fucking find my phone. I swear I'm listening. I swear.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to intently listen to you while I pour my drink.
Yeah, and I'm going to go on to main 3 as well. There we go.
So anyway, the combat takes place on a grid-based system. You got all your different terrains and shit. It's just like any normal tactical RPG if you've played anything like Fire Emblem, Tactics Ogre, Final Fantasy Tactics, stuff like that. Characters all come in different flavors and classes.
Is there a vanilla flavor?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, your main character is just a sword dude.
Oh.
That's about as vanilla as you can get.
Smash fighters are sweating, dude. Smash is
Meanwhile, his best friend has a spear and rides a horse, so
yeah,
he's about 10 times cooler.
Dude, I love spears, right? I love spears.
Spear users
underrated.
are cool.
Underrated
pole.
Tangent. I have been catching up on Star Wars. And the Book of Boba Fett, it's shit, by the way, don't watch it. But episode 5 is really good because it becomes the Mandalorian again. And one thing that I loved about the Mandalorian at the end of in season 2 was they gave him like this dope ass spear that could actually interact with lightsabers. Like he could fucking beat the shit out of people with lightsabers with a fucking spear.
Damn.
And it was cool. Watch the Book of
so
Boba
much
Fett.
Cooler than the stupid little arm club man that
watch Book of Boba Fett.
Finn.
First thing he fucking does in this show, melts the spear down. Fucking garbage. Anyway, carry on. Why the fuck? Why get rid of the spear? Why? Spears are cool. Underrated weapon.
They are cool.
Do you know what's overrated? Magic. Fuck magic, dude. Well done. You can wave your hands.
I agree.
Around. Fucking Alakazam. Well done.
Oh.
Are you a magic user, Kyle?
This makes the next part pretty awkward.
What are you going to say to me?
Yeah?
Go on. Say it. Say it, you filthy magic user.
His favorite party member is a magic user, and it's because it's a pretty girl,
It always is. It always is.
She lights things on fire, Hunter.
Oh,
Yahtzee.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool.
Everyone
also
get
got
your
a
bingo
wind
card
dude.
out. Everyone
also got a wind dude. He has a silly hat.
Oh.
And his name is like Navarre or something.
Navarre?
I haven't committed these names to memory. So far, with the characters, there hasn't been okay, I can't say there hasn't been. There's been one character where I'm like, yes, I love this character.
Mm-hmm.
Her name is Huette, and she rides a falcon.
Okay, that's cool.
That is
it like a
absolutely
big
fantastic.
falcon, or is she like
it's a big falcon, dude.
oh
Huge, a big boy.
And she's got a bow, and she's voiced by Erica Mendez,
oh nice.
Kasane from Scarlet Nexus.
Oh, I forgot that game exists, even though we talked about it literally as a joke like 20 minutes ago.
Yeah.
I need to get back to Scarlet Nexus at some point. That's like
You really don't.
That's like my I don't.
You really don't.
God,
It was one of your favorite
one of
games
your
last
favorite
year.
games of last year.
It sure was.
And he's already bitter on it.
I played like 4 games last year, and 3 of them were Xenosaga.
Yeah. I do want to go back to Scarlet Nexus because I was enjoying it. It was just I got fatigue of hack and slash games because I've played a lot of hack and slash games. It's like how I'm already dreading playing Elden Ring this year because I've already played Legends Arceus and Horizon in like a row, and I played Mass Effect 1, which isn't open world per se, but it has that branching area of like a load of open areas. So I'm like,
Yeah.
I can already see the open world fatigue kicking in. But no. Anyway, like I say, this is like the greatest first impressions we've ever done because we've talked about everything except the video game. So, I don't know. Because it's weird, right? Because obviously, most of the time when we're doing these first impressions, we tend to get it so that more than one of us has played a video game. Because if it is just one person, it is kind of a lot to throw at someone and be like,
but you two
say what?
You two have been busy with everything else.
I think a lot of
every
people
other
have been
game
busy.
release.
I feel like Triangle Strategy, don't get me wrong, it looks like a great game and it looks like it's catering to the audience that it's supposed to cater to, right? It's that's what it's for. But it's come out at the worst time for other people to try this game that isn't that aren't Switch owners. Like if you play exclusively on Switch, well done, you've got a new video game to play. But if you literally own any other console or a PC, it's come out at a really awkward time where you've just come out right before Horizon, Elden Ring, the update to Cyberpunk, and you know, other stuff is just around the corner, like Kirby as well for Switch, and Chocobo GP, and all the great games.
Strangers of Paradise.
Strangers of fucking Killing
the rest
Chaos.
of Square Enix's March roster.
Babylon's Fall,
Babylon's
like that
Fall.
critically acclaimed darling, you know.
Ghostwire Tokyo.
Yeah. So it's like it's a weird situation to be in because I do feel like Octopath came out at a point, and I don't remember what month it came out, but it came out in a really good time because I remember a load of people gave it a chance because there wasn't really anything.
I think it came out in the summer.
Let me have a look.
Maybe late spring. I don't remember exactly. It's hard to remember when I play games after they come out because
July
I didn't play it for, like,
2018
another
it
year.
came out, which is summer 2018, and then I don't think anything else came out around that time. 2018, that's actually longer. I thought that game was newer.
No,
that.
2018. I played it
Yeah,
the
that's
next
crazy.
year. I think I played it in July the next year, actually.
2018 in video games.
a great
I'm just
game.
going to scroll it down to, did I say July?
July, yeah.
Did anything else actually come out in July? No, literally fuck all came out.
If I'm like pulling from
Captain
memory, the
Toad
last
came
thing
out on
of-
the same day, and you know
I was
actually
gonna
picked
say
that
the
up.
last
So
thing
Lamau,
of
get
note
right into
was
this.
like God of War that year, which came out in like May.
Literally
I
nothing
don't know
came
if
out.
anything else came out in June.
Nothing came out in July at all, except for Octopath and that. And I mean, yeah, there's nothing. There was nothing in June really either for Switch, so it came out at a banger time. Whereas I feel like Triangle Strategy, again,
It's
I
just
don't
getting
think that,
lost in the shuffle.
that game's getting lost in the shuffle, but at the same time, I feel like it's still going to find an audience, and I still think people are going to play it.
Yeah, like I can't play it yet because other games, but April's looking pretty dead.
Yeah.
If I can get Horizon
May
finished
sounds pretty
and-
dead as well if it's true that Forspoken's getting delayed.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Yeah. That's a
Well,
current rumor.
that's a bummer. But if May is also dead, then I'll definitely have the time to play Triangle Strategy.
Yeah, it's one of those, like, it is crazy because it's like, it looks great, and I'm sure it is great, and I'm sure some people are having a blast with it, but it has come out at like the most awkward time. And this is what Square does. Square does this every year, where congratulations marches their shit out everything before the fiscal year ends month, because last year they did this with Balan and all this other stuff, where they released like 3 or 4 games. This month they are releasing Babylon's Fall, which is their shit out game. This, Chocobo GP, and Strangers of Paradise, which might also be another shit out game as well at the same time. So it's like they are very much over like releasing video games, and I'm like, people are gonna play this, but is this Ronaldo really the right time? I don't know. It just kind of seems off to me. But I don't know.
I mean, so far, like, I am enjoying my time with it. I do like these strategy RPGs, and it does feel like a nice return to form for something like, it's a nice like supplement for not having a proper Final Fantasy Tactics game since 1999.
Yeah,
but
it's kind of bizarre to me that they didn't just make this a Final Fantasy game. Like, like I know that they probably were like, we want to do like what we did with Octopath.
I don't think they want to attach the like art styles to Final Fantasy until they're ready to attach that art style to Final Fantasy.
Is Final Fantasy 6 a pixel HD 2D remaster?
It's not an HD 2D.
Oh, it's just pixel? Okay.
It was just a pixel remaster.
They did use HD 2D for the opera scene.
Oh, they
that's
did?
It. Yeah.
And isn't Dragon Quest also getting an HD 2D thing?
DQ3, yeah.
To me, it's like they should have just made this like Tactics 2 or something, or like, is there a Tactics 2?
There's Tactics Advanced, which is completely separated from the original Tactics.
I guess
what's
they could
Tactics
call it
Ogre?
Tactics 3.
Tactics Ogre is what would have. That was the game before Final Fantasy Tactics.
When they brought Mother 1.
Yeah, that was basically Final Fantasy Tactics was them bringing in the Tactics Ogre team to make that game. Are you guys confused yet?
Yeah, but I'm just
I think I get you.
Okay,
This is weird. It's just Final Fantasy.
It's a weird
Final
cycle
Fantasy
of events.
6,
yeah,
which is
like,
also the 8th planet from the sun. I get you.
Because this year, I don't know about you guys, but I think this year is shaping up to be such a busy year for video games, and I think it's because last year we had some great games last year. Don't get me wrong, but I also feel like we had a load of fucking delays because of COVID and because of shit like that. Like, we have so many games, even in like niche markets, like for example JRPGs, where usually you only get a couple of those a year. It's like we're getting a load of JRPGs this year. Like Atlas is doing a new Soul Hackers game for fuck's sake, and it's like
Chrono Cross is getting
Chrono
a remaster.
Cross is coming back. I'm 100% picking up Soul Hackers, by the way. I'm definitely picking that shit up. That looks fucking sick.
Was there any word on when that's releasing here?
August. It's a day and date. Which
is
to me,
okay?
It's
Every
day
time,
and date, which means to me, guys, we have basically confirmed that Persona is going to be day and date when it shows back up in 2027. So we're going to be living.
Every time I was reading something about Soul Hackers, it kept like the titles kept specifying coming to Japan in August. I'm like, oh man.
No, it's literally. I'm looking at the release date now. In Japan, it's August 25th. Here, it's August 26th. So we get it a day later, technically. But
cool.
Yeah. There's so many. There's literally
too.
Xenoblade 3 is literally coming out probably around the same time as well. You've got so many JRPGs coming out. Forspoken is coming out, and more of an action JRPG than a regular JRPG, right? But it's like we've got so many RPGs coming this year. We've already had Horizon and Elden Ring. Fucking hell! It's February. It's March. Fuck.
And
February's
Legends
gone.
Arceus.
And Arceus. And there's another Pokemon game coming out this year. And it's like
There's another one.
There's another fucking one. And it's like, we have so many JRPGs. So maybe my argument of wait a bit isn't that valid because there's very little time and room for you to go. April probably would have been a pretty banger one, to be honest. But
yeah.
But also, everything you listed isn't like what Triangle Strategy is.
True.
It's like its own market, which I feel is already kind of a niche anyways.
True. Like I say, it's like I feel like this game's going to do well regardless, and I feel like especially when it comes to PC, which I think it will.
Yeah.
Give it a year,
PC
and I think it'll be
Game
everywhere
Pass.
else. Yeah.
Everyone will give it a chance. Yeah.
Did
like
Octopath ever go to PS4?
PS4, no, but it
That's
came
the
to
only console it
Steam
didn't.
and Game Pass.
That's so weird. I think it'll definitely show up. If it shows up on Game Pass, I'll be.
That was the sacrifice PlayStation had to make for their multi-year exclusivity on FF7
on
Remake.
Babylon's 4. I wonder if Square gave them that one for free. They were like, okay, we'll bundle it in with with Final Fantasy 16. I wonder if they bundled that one in. They're just like, fucking have it. We don't want it.
It came in the fine print even.
Yeah. But no. Game Pass is a shout. This would be a great game for Game Pass.
It would be.
God.
And also, if you've seen stuff about Triangle Strategy and you're interested in what it is, there is a demo up on the eShop. You can play the first 3 chapters.
It carries your progress, right?
It does
Carries
carry
your progress, yeah.
So that's a great one.
I should have played the demo.
You probably should have. But, welcome back to the HGO podcast, guys. Like, we rarely are prepared
We don't
for this.
prepare.
Yeah, but it's all good. And I mean, obviously, haven't had as much chance to play it because it has only been out for a day and a half as of recording.
Yeah,
So,
and a lot of my time, I would have played it yesterday, got eaten up. My sister came to visit, and I didn't even know she was coming. So
no, it's all
Those
good.
pesky real life
pesky
people.
siblings, dude.
I know.
I know
had a
exactly
thing as
what you
well.
mean.
Yeah, same. I had a thing.
My
but
brother
I'm not-
doesn't watch the
Yeah,
video;
Ethan.
he listens, so that didn't matter.
I'm not going to mention what I have because I know that I have a feeling that one of my family members will find this. So I'm like, staying out of it, staying out of it.
But yeah, I have enjoyed what I've played of Triangle Strategy so far, but I can understand that this isn't a game that would be for everybody.
Mm-hmm. And I guess the real question is, obviously, we do is it overrated, is it underrated? I feel like this game sat at an 80, which is pretty decent, so I don't feel like we need to necessarily ask, is it overrated, right? But I'd say, do you think it lives up to that? Do you think that it's a game that you would recommend to people that do enjoy these tactical RPGs?
Mm-hmm. And to you, do you think that TRPG gameplay can carry you through this political story? Like,
me,
that's
personally,
the other thing.
I would,
That was a you plural.
Oh, like,
as in
to
you,
me,
the
royal you.
Yeah. I guess that's the question, right? Because it's like, it sounds like it's worth it. It sounds like if you're into that, this is right up your alley. It seems like more of the kind of game that you should go and check out, definitely. But it is one of those, is this a stepping stone? Can't speak. A stepping stone, right? Is it a gateway? Is it a Pokemon? Is it a Persona? Is it a, I don't know, I feel like Bayonetta is like a good, like an accessible hack and slash, where it's like a game where someone could easily jump in if it was their first time and get used to it, right? Is it one of those?
I do think that, yeah. Like, I've been comparing it to Final Fantasy Tactics this whole time, but it's a lot more streamlined than what Tactics was. There's no class job system.
Oh, you've been tossing out Fire Emblem comparisons too. I'm curious, is there like unit deaths, like perma unit deaths or whatever?
No permadeaths, no.
That's neat.
There is also, but there is, I haven't gotten to do
Except
it yet.
for when it happens in the story.
We'll see. I haven't gotten to do it yet because I'm 5 chapters into the game, but there is like leveling up units you can do, like getting them advanced job classes.
Oh, okay,
basically like upgrading them to the next step.
Like in Fire Emblem, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Or spear person
Like
gets
mercenary
to
to
become a
sword master in
dragoon.
Fire Emblem.
Yeah, I do forget I was like, Fire Emblem is one of these things. I forgot.
It is.
Weird. Can't believe
It's like how you forget Guacamelee is a Metroidvania.
That's just because that game's so good.
I've kind of just filed Fire Emblem into its own box, though.
That's what I do to Pokemon.
Yeah, Pokemon's
Like,
a
I
in my brain.
I intellectually know that technically it's an RPG, but to me it's just a Pokemon
it's
game.
baby's first turn-based RPG. That's
Yeah.
what it is. Like,
Yeah.
and I say that, but it's at times I'm like, it's also way too complex at times because it's like the new ones I think are great in terms of accessibility because the game tells you now if it's super effective or weak. But when you're like an 8-year-old, you don't care. You don't remember what steel type is strong and resistant to. You're just mashing buttons. And you're like, fuck, this is not effective. That's what I know I did when I was 8. I was like, not effective, fuck, guess I'll try something else. I'm not thinking, what is Steel's weakness? Because I was 8. But no, I definitely think it's... Listen to him. What a fucking nerd.
Fireground fighting, I think that's it.
Nerd ASMR, as he fucking
Congratulations,
tries to record.
Kyle.
Yeah, congratulations.
Look at, get a load of this chuckle. Fuck doesn't know the type chart.
I don't know the type chart either.
What an
You're
idiot.
outnumbered on this one.
Yeah, what a fucking dumbass. Right, we'll move on then. That's Triangle Strategy. I'm sure Kyle will bring it up at some point when he's finished it, and we'll bring up more impressions. Who knows?
Hopefully. I've been recording footage. I recorded
you've
like
been
the
recording
first 3
footage? That's
chapters.
That's what I do now.
So-
Whenever I'm on PS5, I've said this to Hunter as well. Whenever I'm playing a game on PS5, I just press the share button and click save last hour of footage. And I do that a couple of times the first couple of hours just so I have some gameplay to work with.
I have slapped that around a couple of times while playing Horizon and Elden Ring.
That's what I do. Just in case you ever need footage, you know, it's always a good thing to have, especially if there's a built-in recorder in a console. It's very useful.
Yeah.
It also means you don't have to go and replay the first hour like Cal's had to do for Pokemon for the review.
Womp womp. But
womp
yeah,
womp.
if I ever do decide to make a review for this, like, enjoy sifting through an hour of footage to find 20 minutes of gameplay
Oh, can't wait.
and 40 minutes of text.
Can't wait. It's going to be great.
It's cool text. It's voice
You know,
acting,
speaking of
so-
text, I don't think you can get any more text heavy than you can with a visual novel. And Ghostwire released a visual novel this week, which was unexpected, right? It was like,
Yeah, I wasn't expecting this at all, because, I don't know, I figured the story was more of a secondary thing to them.
yeah, same. I was like kind of thrown off. I was like, okay, they're doing a visual novel? Okay.
And to be fair, this is only like half an hour, so, like, I feel like whatever it is or whatever it has ended up being here could probably be skipped over and you wouldn't really miss much.
Yeah, I feel like that's what you have to kind of do for these kind of things, right? Is you can't do, because that's what Balan Wonderworld did, right? Because it's an incredible video game. But I think I've told this story on the podcast before. I think I've told you guys definitely this, how the entire story to it was in like the comic book or like the separate book that you could buy. And everyone was like, what the fuck's going on with Balan Wonderworld? Why are all these cutscenes so dumb? What's the story? And then it turns out they cut the story and put it into a book. And if you read the book,
is Foxbox?
yeah, if you read the book, the story makes sense. But why is it in a separate book?
Does it though?
Yeah. Well, as much as any Sega platformer makes sense, right? Spoiler alert: Jim Carrey's not in it, but you know, can't wait for the Sonic movie episode of the podcast.
When does that come out?
April. Oh, there we go. Right.
Wait, that's kind of soon.
Right in the middle of Dead season. Review season continues with
no
Sonic
video
2
games coming out.
with Idris Elba. But anyway, so Ghostwire visual novel. Hunter, how long was it?
It was like 30, 40 minutes. Like I said, it's completely skippable. Really, it's mostly just a tone setter.
Like I saw it and I was like, I'm not playing it because I don't know if I'm going to play the actual Ghostwire, and also there's no trophies. You aren't making me play that shit.
Dude, imagine playing games for fun.
I can't, dude. You know, Guardians is coming to Game Pass, and there was a small part of me that going. There's a small part. I'm like, yes, because I wanted to play that because that game actually is apparently good. But there was literally a small part of me that was like, yeah, but wouldn't you want the platinum trophy? Even wouldn't you want to pay money for that game instead of just clicking on your Xbox and playing it? I'm like,
Ethan, I think your
this
brain
part
is
of my
broken.
brain needs to go away because. I did this for Mass Effect as well, where I was like, should I just pay for Mass Effect on PlayStation? I'm like, stop it. Like, stop being a fucking trophy bitch and just play video games for fun.
You just need like a rubber band on your wrist. Anytime you think about trophies.
Genuinely, there was a time where I was playing Horizon this week where I muted notifications because I didn't want friends like notifications coming up or whatever. And I muted all of them, so I muted trophies by accident as well. And I didn't notice that I wasn't getting trophies. And I was like, I'm surely I got a trophy for this. And I checked and I was like, oh, my notifications are off. And I was just like, for a couple of hours, I was just playing a video game, guys. I was just playing a video game for fun. And then I turned them back on again, and then I became a fucking degenerate once again.
I can only imagine how meditative that Bidoof catching bonanza you had.
If I'm playing a game for a load of hours on Nintendo Switch, you know it must be a good game because I'm doing that without a trophy list guiding my playthrough. Like, you know, if I'm not just mainlining a game on Switch, you know I'm doing that for fun. But anyway, so it was 30 minutes. Not much to it, really. What were your thoughts?
Well, the art style is cool. It looks kind of like... I can't really... What I've seen of, like, The World Ends With You, it kind of looks like that sort of art style.
Oh, cool.
Except maybe, like, a little less heavy on the... Like, a little less with the heavy white outlines, but it looks kind of adjacent to that. So, that's cool. Like, the general tone they managed to set with just the world and dialogue, like, I'd be down for them to make like a paranormal mystery kind of game if they wanted to. That was like a visual novel. It'd be all right. I think so. As far as how
now you're saying that visual novel, like AI comes out as well this year, doesn't it?
Oh, it sure does. I can't wait.
Video games, stop, please, for the love of God.
That doesn't come out till like the end of June. Don't worry.
Yeah, but we've still not hit Summer Game Mesh.
And then like
yet.
everything's unknown after that. Yeah.
So, too many video games, dude. Too many video games. Please stop. But no, I don't know. Did this make you more excited for Ghostwire? Because obviously Ghostwire comes out at the end of March. I forgot that game's even coming out so soon. Again, another game to add to the pile of video game releases.
So, saying it didn't do anything for me sounds harsh, but like, it didn't make me exponentially more jazzed. That's probably symptomatic of the fact that I bought Horizon and Elden Ring in the past 2 weeks and haven't, got to really sink my teeth into a whole lot of either of those.
Again, bad timing, right on that part.
I can wait.
Mm-hmm.
But this, like, it was okay. I didn't hate what I was reading. It was competently written.
Fair enough. What you can say, it was competently written. It's like
I did say I'd be down for them to commit to the idea with something else. So
yeah,
I guess that's an endorsement of the proof of concept.
Fair enough.
Since clearly Ghostwire Tokyo is kind of going in a different direction in practice, it seems.
Yeah, fair enough. But hey, so that's free if you can go check it out. And if speaking of competent,
it is free. So
it is free
in 30 minutes. So if you're interested, there's no reason not to try it.
Speaking of free 30 minutes and competent, the Kirby demo also came out. Yeah. So Kirby's coming out.
That should be the name of year 3 of the podcast: free and competent.
The tagline. Welcome to HGO, where we are free and competent.
Can that just be like our channel banner?
Free and competent. Can someone get like, what we should do is we should go on Cameo and get like a really famous person to just say HGO is free and competent, and then use that as the quote on the banner. Just be like free and competent John Cena or something.
That'd be amazing.
Pay for our own endorsement. But no, the Kirby demo came out. Did you play this, Kyle? I played it.
I did, yeah.
So I don't know what your thoughts
I played this right before I played Resi 2, actually.
So you got 2 horrors in
Thursday was a weird day, dude.
But yeah, so I played Kirby because I was interested, because I've been saying on the podcast, I don't know if I'm going to pick it up or not. And after playing this demo, I can confidently say I'm not picking this game up. And it's not because I don't think this game isn't good.
Right away or ever?
Right away. If this game ever goes down in price to like $30, I would maybe pick it up. But my thing is if you listen to the podcast before, I don't gel with Kirby. I think Kirby is baby shit. Sorry, I had to make someone unsubscribe this week. Kirby isn't for me because I think that the gameplay is too simple, and I know a lot of people find Kirby gameplay therapeutic. I know they find it just kind of like a chill, relaxing game. I see it as boring, so I can't. It's like, if I want to chill and relax, I'll play Animal Crossing or I'll play Stardew Valley. I don't want to play baby platformers, and again, I think that comes from me having been speed running platformers for like the past 9 years, right? So it's like, I play Crash 2 that's my comfort fun game that's easy, and I know for a lot of people the Crash games are torture, so it's like, it's a different spectrum. But for me, this game's
comfort and fun. Yeah. I've heard this man yell at the game substantially more than I've heard him say nice things about it.
It's great. It's great. It's comedy. If you guys want comedy, go and check out my 1545 run of that game. It's fucking hilarious.
Did you know that Chaotic Ether has a podcast?
Did you know? True fact. You're listening to it right now. But yeah, to me, people are like, this is Kirby's first 3D game, and it's not. It's more like this is Kirby's first 3D Land game. As in, this is Mario 3D Land, not World. People keep saying this is Mario 3D World, but Kirby. I'm like, no, this is Mario 3D Land, but Kirby. And the thing that I mean by that is, this is like basic building blocks 3D. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with it. The game looks cute. I think the cinematics are really weird. I don't know if you thought about that, Kyle, but they're really weird to me because they have this mixture of not having sound effects and having sound effects, where they have the music and they have like Kirby's noises, but they don't have environmental noises or anything at all. And it's like
it's a
really
Kingdom Hearts
weird.
trailer.
Yeah, it is like a Kingdom Hearts trailer. It's really weird. But no, it looks great. And again, I feel like if you're a fan of Kirby, you're gonna like it. But man, is it like fucking piss? It's like it's so easy.
Yeah, I feel like the demo didn't really do anything.
No,
because it just gave the first 3 levels of the game.
Mm-hmm.
And you said this to me, like, it could have shown something from later in the game very easily.
A good demo shows something early and something mid, so that you get an idea of progression in the game, in my opinion anyway.
Yeah.
It's like Crash 4 had a great demo, because they picked two like core game themes and levels, but from the middle of the game. They did Snow Way Out and they did Dino Dash, which are 2 great levels to showcase as demos because they're in the middle of the game, so you know what the game's going to be. I hate demos. I like demos that give you like the first 3 hours or the first 3 chapters. And the progress carries over. That's great.
Yeah.
I hate these kinds of demos
are great,
where they have purposefully cut chunks out of the video game, and it's like these are the first 2 levels in the boss, and that's it. This isn't going to carry over. It's specifically made for the demo, and you get no idea of what the actual future game is, except from the little 2-minute video that they made telling you to buy the video game at the end. And I'm like, why? Like, at least give us 2 different themes. You gave us Last of Us World twice. Like, come on.
Mm-hmm. And Big Monkey Boss.
Yeah, I was a big fan of Big Monkey Boss, to be fair. I was like, ooh, what's this? And when I saw it was a big, massive ape, I was like, yeah!
Kindred spirits, you two.
Yeah, I fucking clapped so hard. I was like, monkey, yeah! But then it was so fucking easy that I just shrugged and walked away. I had the ice breath. I literally just sat there and held B and watched it die. And I was like, great game, dude, great game.
You can freeze it in place. Poor monkey never stood a chance.
So I don't know about you, Kyle. It's like I think it's a competent game. I think Kirby fans are gonna like it. But man, it does nothing for someone if you're not a fan of Kirby.
Did you get to use the mouthful mode?
Yes, I got to use Kirby. I got to use Vending Machine Kirby.
Coneby.
And Coneby. And they're not called Kirby or Kirby. or Coneby, which is stupid. It's called like, I don't remember what, it's like called like Kirby Carl.
I think it's just called Mouthful.
Yeah, or like Mouthful Carl. I'm like, come on, come up with puns. You got Kirby, you got Coneby. Just have it be weird things, like the one that's like the fan or whatever. Just have that be Blowbee. Have like whatever. Just add B to the end of it. Like, you know, like Vending Machine could have been like, I don't know, Sode B. I don't know,
Sody,
Sody, or I don't know, like Vend B. I don't know. Yeah, can be. Yes, there we go. Can be. Perfect.
Nintendo, hire this man.
Yeah, hire you. You came up with it. But yeah, it's just, I don't know, it's just Kirby games feel so sterile to me.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like, this is good, like, this is fine, but I'd rather play 3D World.
You know, the thing about Kirby games feeling that way, too, is like, I've seen the end of them, where they get all wacky, like, biblically accurate angel or whatever. And I was like, why can't you lead with that? That would get me.
The whole time.
And it's just like, it
and I get it's for kids, and that's why they don't lead it with it. But you know.
it just doesn't click with me, and I'm sick of buying Nintendo video games that don't click with me just for the sake of giving them a chance. It's like I bought Crafted World, dude, and if I hear that
Luigi's Mansion,
or Luigi's Mansion, if I hear that fucking kazoo from Crafted World one more fucking time in my life, I'm gonna have like a PTSD like war flashback. Because fucking hell, that music's awful in that video game. And the gameplay wasn't much better. But it's like it's fine. It does the job. If you're a fan of Kirby, you're gonna have a blast. If you like 3D Land, you're probably gonna like this. But in my opinion, it doesn't do anything that 3D Land did, but any better. Like to me, 3D World's still a better game. And I just don't see anything. Also, the whole gimmick of absorbing people's moves, right? Being like, your move is now mine. It feels like something that would have been cool on like the GameCube, but like now it's just like, oh wow, Kirby has a sword. Wow,
And
let me just mash B and kill everything and not take any repercussions.
a lot of those moves are also dumbed down from how they were in older Kirby games.
Yeah.
Like, sword in this game is just swing sword. That's it. And then in other games, he had like an upper slash, a down slash. Like,
I mean,
a whole move
that's
set.
probably from
Backslash.
the switch to 3D.
Probably.
It's a very
Like
weird
if they do
one.
another 3D game, I would imagine that they might, expand the movesets.
I think they
certain
will do
powers
another
a little
one,
bit.
but yeah, it's a weird one, right? It's a weird one.
Mm-hmm.
And like I say, I thought it was fine. It's a game where it's like, if it was like $30, I'd probably play it. But I played that 1 hour, and my opinion of that 1 hour or whatever that half an hour was, I got my fill. Like,
It's alright.
I got my fill. I feel like, yeah, I could probably play another 2 hours of this or whatever, but I can't see myself playing 8 hours of this
Mm-hmm.
or going for completion. It just does nothing for me.
Yeah.
And that's okay. There are plenty of 3D platformers, there's plenty of 2D platformers that I very much enjoy. Kirby is just obviously not one of them. And that's okay. I'll live.
Yeah.
I'll live.
Yeah, I'm pretty much in the same boat as you right now. I played Kirby Squeak Squad and Kirby's Return to Dreamland, and I much prefer both of those games to what I played of this demo.
Yeah, I played the demo for the other Kirby Switch game when that came out, the original one. Star Allies, felt nothing. I own Triple Deluxe, I think. Do I own Triple Deluxe?
Really?
Yeah. I've never played it, but I do own it. Look, there you go.
Nice.
Having this second shelf, I now have all my games, a lot of my games here. Not all of them. I don't have all the PS2 shit, but I can pull that shit out. So yeah, I have Kirby, but like I say, it did nothing for me. I was entertained, I guess, but it did nothing. But hey, you saved me like 40 quid, Nintendo. So thank you for releasing that demo. Please continue to do that.
Yay, demos.
I appreciate it.
Can't wait for this game to get an 80, and I get saved by the Nintendo 10 points.
And I cry. And I cry.
And I cry.
And
also.
I cry. Right. 2 last topics, I guess, before we wrap up. Hunter, you're slacking, because I finally finished it.
Man, you took off 2 days. You took 2 days off of work to play this game, and you just skipped over playing Elden Ring.
And yeah, you say the 2 days, and I'm like, bitch, I got 13 hours out of that. My final game time was 65. The rest of those were in employment. I sent to my friend, it only took me 65 hours, and he was like, what the fuck? And I was like, what was my exact message? I'm not gonna dox myself by showing it, but what was the exact message that I said? One of them was, the worst part is I want to talk to people about the ending, but no one has finished it, so I'm just sat here alone thinking about it. I can't even
messaged me about the ending.
I can't even talk to Hunter about it on the podcast as he hasn't fucking finished it. Just have to sit with it. And then he was like, my friend Fraser was like, I want to play it so bad. And I was like, it's great. You just need like 0 friends in social life and 2 free weeks, and there you go. And it's true, literally, other than today where I had an event which was after I finished Horizon, because I finished it last night, I literally went to work, came home, watched whatever I wanted to watch on YouTube, then as soon as it hit like 8 p.m, I played Horizon for like 4 to 5 hours every day, went to sleep, rinse and repeat. People been on that Elden Ring grind, bitch, I was on that Horizon grind like it was nobody's business.
Horizon grind
Gamers. And let me say, I'm a fucking arse, because 2 weeks ago I said I don't see it being my game of the year, and I said to Hunter last night, I'm like, I'm going to find it very hard for this not to be my game of the year. Game's going to have to wow me. because it's
Yeah, to be fair, if this game had
excellent.
come out last year, it would have been, or from what I've played, it'd be like easy top 5 already.
If Horizon came out last
Also,
year...
if it came out last year, it probably would have been the popular vote for best game of the year.
Last year, if this game
like,
came
it
out...
about that instead of Deathloop.
It would have washed Deathloop.
Like, if this came out last year, this would have been my game of the year. And it's not even a contest. I fucking adored this video game. And it gets to a point where... Well, one, I didn't mention this to you, Kyle. I accidentally did every single side quest and errand in this game without knowing I did all of them. I was like, oh, this
not
seems
the
like...
character errand, though.
Not the character errand, the video game errand. I literally, before the final missions, I was like, I'm just going to check now. I've done a lot of side quests, so I don't mind finding out how many I have left. So I searched it up on Google. I was like, how many quests are there? And then I went to PowerPix or whatever, and he was like, there's this many side quests and this many errands. And I looked at my thing and I was like, well, I've done every side quest and I've done one more errand than he says is in the video game. So I even found an errand that he didn't find. So I think I found them all, and I did. So I got the platinum trophy for finishing the final mission, the story mission of the video game. And there's something so satisfying about that. And oh my god, it's fucking fantastic. It has a plot twist in that Hunter's already reached that's not partway through, where it kind of threw me off a bit. I was like, I don't know if I'm liking this. And then it gets to the end, and it hooked me back in. I was like, you fuckers, you got me. I fucking adored this video game.
I'm in.
And I was like, I don't want to wait 5 years for Horizon 3, because I know they're going to make it. This game feels like the middle chapter of a trilogy. And I'm like, damn it, I don't want to wait, because it was so fucking good. I also don't want them to rush it, but it's so good. Like, honestly. Fucking shout outs to everybody at Guerrilla. You are literally I think you're the most underrated studio at PlayStation right now, because you keep releasing these absolute bangers 1 week before another absolute banger from a different studio comes out, and everybody sits on you. But
oof. So
again,
would it be fair to say that you like it more than Zero Dawn?
Yes, miles more.
All right.
I didn't love I liked Zero Dawn a lot, but I didn't love it like you loved Zero Dawn. I thought it was fun. I loved Forbidden West. I genuinely loved it. Where
that's cool.
It made me tear up at some points. It made me do the fuck yes. Like when you literally are like, hell yeah. When something epic happens, you're like, yes. Like it made me do that, which I haven't done for ages in a video game, where you're just like, fuck yes. And it's just
if those sirens are coming through, that's coming from me, so
yeah, Hunter's getting arrested for not finishing this video game. It's pretty tragic. But no.
Oh, and then as soon as I get out, they're gonna come at me for not finishing Elden Ring. It's a vicious cycle.
I genuinely can't wait. I can't wait for you to finish it, because I can't wait to do a spoiler cast of this game, because there are so many moments, and especially the ending. It picks up a pace where I'm like, man, so many awesome moments, and just so many character moments that I'm like, damn. There's so many characters I love. I'm like, fuck yes. God of War better not come out this year, because I don't want to fight those two together, because I genuinely did love it. And I've seen people talking about how Elden Ring is going to overshadow Horizon. And to that, I say that's not going to happen, because I think people forget that Horizon Zero Dawn sold 20 million fucking copies, and it came out the week before Breath of the Wild. Yeah. This game's going to get its love. I think, like we were talking about Triangle Strategy, I think this is a game that people are going to keep playing, where it's going to be... Yeah. When people get their PS5s, they're going to pick up Horizon. Or in a month, in a year, they're going to pick up Horizon.
With Zero Dawn, the thing was, people overestimate the severity of Breath of the Wild coming out right after it. Yeah, it kind of took the conversation away from Horizon for a while, and some people never got back to it. But, Horizon, like you said, sold 20 million copies. It still did all right. It's still one of... If we want to... I know that they're still releasing PlayStation Studios games for the PS4, but if you want to make the cutoff when they started making the PS5, then Horizon was one of the big new series to come out during that generation. You know,
Horizon was the 5th best-selling PS4 game of all time, and I assume this is not including Call of Duties. Call of Duty is not on here, as far as I can tell. But especially exclusives. In terms of exclusives, it was the 4th best-selling exclusive, and it was the only original IP out of those, because the others were God of War, Uncharted 4, and Spider-Man.
Not even The Last of Us. Hype.
Last of Us Remastered is right next to it. They both sold 10 million. And Ghost of Tsushima's at 8. It's well, to be fair, on this list, on this list, I'm just checking. It still says that Horizon's at 10 million, and so this list obviously has not been updated in a while because it's now at 20. But I assume that's because of PC sales included.
Yeah, probably.
But I'm so happy, and I swear to fucking God, they better make a Horizon 3 because it's excellent. It genuinely is, and of course they're gonna make it. And not to spoil Forbidden West, but I feel like Forbidden West leads more into a sequel than Zero Dawn did.
Zero Dawn they could have if they wanted to, just been like,
Whereas Zero Dawn, Zero Dawn they didn't know that they had a massive hit on their hands. Whereas with Forbidden West, I think they knew that they made a banger before and they were making another banger, and they knew that Herman Hulst is the head of PlayStation Studios, who literally used to be the fucking leader of Guerrilla, so of course he's going to greenlight Horizon 3. And I think they'd be stupid because Aloy is one of those characters now. I think she is up there with Kratos and Nate Drake, where it's like face of PlayStation. Like genuinely, she is one of those characters more than Jin is in Ghost of Tsushima, in my opinion.
Yeah, for sure.
She's up there, and God, I'm hoping it's one of those things where it's like that game's going to be one of those Last of Us 2 games where it's probably going to come out close to the end of the life cycle of PS5, or like in that point where...
Oh, you mean Horizon 3?
Horizon 3, where I'm like,
yeah,
that's going to be fucking sick. Can't wait. And at that time, we might have had Persona 6 and maybe Final Fantasy 7 Remake Part 2 if we're fucking praying. And it's going to be good. But no, I'm fully been converted to Horizon.
And maybe we will have seen Hollow Knight Silk Songs release.
Fucking hell! Could you imagine?
Not real.
Maybe Metroid Prime 4.
Now you are fucking taking the piss. But no, I absolutely loved Forbidden West, and it has. Not talking about credit scenes, it has one of the coolest credits I've ever seen, and it's a real retro for. I had to send it to Cal, so I need to tell someone that it has like the coolest credits that I've seen in ages. And I'm not even talking about post-credit scenes or anything like that. I won't spoil if there is or isn't a post-credit scene, but just the way they did the credits, I was like, "You fucking cocky bastards! I love it. I love it,
dude. I love a good credit sequence."
Yeah. The only thing I spoiled was when I saw Hideo Kojima's name, I was like, I have to tell Hunter Kojima's in the credits.
Oh yeah,
like, my boy.
I was like, woo!
I'm like, I forgot that Decima was worked on by Kojima for Death Stranding.
Yeah.
I hope that's a partnership that carries on, by the way. I hope that Kojima uses Decima, because Decima is such a good engine. It
is a really good engine. I like it a lot. Like, it can create pretty different looking worlds. Like
Horizon and Death Stranding look nothing like each other. Yeah.
They don't look like each other at all.
Horizon is this very saturated, colorful video game, whereas Death Stranding is this more kind of realistic, kind of grittier, kind of muted game, and
sucking the life out of you.
Honestly, like more studios should use that. Obviously, Insomniac has their own engine, which is also very good.
What does Naughty Dog use?
Fucking that Naughty Dog barf engine, that fucking god awful thing that just doesn't work. Fucking hate that engine. If we're talking about engines that do suck, the Naughty Dog engine is awful. Naughty Dog, are you still running it on the Crash 2 code? Because fuck me, that's awful. Is some of Andy Gavin's work still in there? You need to erase that, because
no one should have to experience his code.
No, but you know, it's funny though, because we bring it up because it's like Naughty Dog at the start of the PlayStation 4 cycle was the darling, right? It was the studio that everybody in PlayStation wanted to be.
Mm-hmm.
And now, if you were like, Ethan, go and work for any PlayStation studio, Naughty Dog would probably be on the lower end of that list now. Because I feel like, and I don't think it's because Naughty Dog has lost anything, because like I said, I love Last of Us Part 2. I think it's just because Guerrilla and Insomniac and Sony Santa Monica and Sucker Punch,
their stock has just risen,
have just blown up so much that I'm like, holy shit, dude! Like Naughty Dog needs to step up their game in a crazy way. Because now,
hopefully, by doing something besides remaking The Last of Us,
please do something that isn't a third-person action game. I would love it if you did anything else, please. Or if you are going to do a third-person action,
you know what? Meet me halfway and just structure your game differently.
Oh, please, dude, for the love of anything. And also, if you're going to do a
I
two-sided
have to do
story,
this,
don't
but
do it
I have
like
to
you
do
did
this.
last time. Don't
Yeah,
give us a break between characters. Don't have us play all as one character and all as the other. Please, let's have a break.
make each segment at least 30 minutes shorter.
Please. Anyway, I'm done gushing about Horizon. Look for our review. I'll come soon. I'm gonna write the review for Horizon. Spoilers. So get ready for a biased review. Although, is it biased really? Because I didn't love Zero Dawn as much as Hunter, so I guess it's...
it would have been all of the reviews lean into a certain bias. So
yeah, I guess true.
That's why we make them.
True. It's an opinion, not a fact.
yeah.
But the fact is, it's a really great video game, and if you don't like it, you're wrong. Anyway,
Damn. Guess I'd be wrong.
You sure would be.
yeah, they didn't do enough to change it for you to like it more. I don't think.
I don't know. Horizon 1's what I played of it. It's everything just didn't do anything for me.
Yeah. I guess the one thing it does have.
I don't like bow combat, and that's what the game made me have to use.
I think the one bright side it has is the 60 frames per second does make the bow combat feel so much better and not like ass.
I'm just not good at aiming, dude.
Yeah.
That's my problem.
Oh, it also has
I'm not
Splatoon
good
gyro
at
as well. It has Splatoon gyro now if you want to turn that on, if you want to be better at it.
Oh, perfect.
Which is great.
That'll be great for my shaky hands.
Does that work with the PS4?
Yeah, because it has that also has gyro. Yeah.
All right.
It just I love Splatoon. The vibration mode, the fucking the rumble motors in the DualSense start going. Fuck. Anyway,
give myself motion sickness playing that game. Perfect.
Hell yeah, you love to see it. Right. Anyway, let's wrap it up with some Resident Evil, and then we'll say goodbye.
So yeah.
So
on the subject of me not being good at shooters, I played a shooter this week.
How dare you? You attempted to play.
You barely have to be good at aiming in Resident Evil.
I'm interested for your opinion here because Kyle, I have for fucking ever. Is that no? That's Saints Row. No, that's Rock Band. We're close. Forever, I've had a copy of this video game. I own
Dude, you
it.
should play it.
Where did you?
Because I bought it for my dad because my dad's a huge Resident Evil fan.
Oh right.
So I own a copy of this, but I've never played it because I'm a pussy.
It's not even that scary, dude.
No, is it not? Cool.
No.
So anyway,
Just
you've
don't
been
be
playing.
a bitch.
Don't be a bitch. Aye. So anyway, you've been playing.
Mr. X who?
Who?
Yeah, he played the campaign that had less of him.
Oh, did you? Did you play Jill? Was it Jill?
I played Claire.
Claire. That's her name. Jill's 3,
Jill's in
right?
3.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So anyway, you played Resident Evil. How are you feeling?
Honestly? So, the game went on sale, and I was talking with you guys the other week how I'm like, I think Jack said he bought it, and I'm like, I've always kind of wanted to try it out. So, I finally tried it out. I freaking loved it, dude.
Nice.
So good.
It was really good. Like, I had zero expectations going into it. I knew I know next to nothing about Resident Evil. My knowledge goes up to Resident Evil 5. And it starts and stops there.
What a touchstone.
Oh yeah.
Hey, dude,
everyone's favorite.
Resident Evil 5
Chris
is
Redfield punching a boulder.
It does. It
in
looks
a volcano.
It looks fucking awful. It genuinely, it's one game where you looks awful. Like you watch.
It's one of those games that
it looks like you're not having
it's
fun.
old enough to where people are starting to come around to it, and it's this effect where I still know it's not good. I'm not sitting here with these rose-tinted glasses all of the sudden. I'm like, you took gaming's premier horror series and turned it into a bro shooter.
Yeah, it's like you can just point at it and be like, yeah, that was made in 2012. I can tell.
I think it was 2009.
It looks like, yeah, it can't be 2012.
You can tell it was made in the 360 era, basically.
Yeah. And I feel like most of the people that like Resident Evil 5 now know what kind of game it is going into it. I don't think they have the hatred of going from Resi 4 to that.
Yeah.
So, anyway. So, Resident Evil 2 Remake. So you liked it then?
I did.
What did you like about it?
I like that it doesn't really waste your time.
Mm-hmm.
And so the game, it's super short. Claire's campaign, I was done in under 6 hours. Which, absolute thumbs up in my book. I live for shorter games.
Yeah.
Bought that on Thursday, and I'm like, am I going to have time to finish this before Triangle comes out? Checked howtobeat.com, and it's like 8.5 hours. I'm like, there's the rest of my day done.
Yeah. So originally, I thought that I just did Claire's faster because I thought the second run just naturally goes quicker because you're already familiar with the game, and I think they pace out the way you're getting ammo and stuff to be a little more biased towards you in the second run in general. So I thought I just did Claire's faster, but maybe hers is just shorter than Leon's by a little bit anyway. Because I think I took like, I don't know, 8 hours to do Leon's campaign. And I did Claire's in about 6.
That's the other thing. Like, I never played like a survival horror game, so having to like actually think about my bullet management was very fun. Hunter, there was one part. It's in that parking lot where you meet the police chief.
Oh, him, the creepy taxidermy man.
Yeah, I had 3 bullets going through that area.
Oh, hype.
Yep, in the room.
So
the
funny
morgue
thing
and then the
about...
room full of liquors. 3 bullets.
Amazing. Well, you could have been armed to the teeth with bullets and maybe still died to the liquors, but
yeah.
The funny thing about the way I played Resident Evil 2 is I always had bullets on hand because I was just good at manipulating their movement patterns. So like I just never needed to shoot anything.
Yeah, that's part of what I had to learn from this, where it's just like don't shoot everything and just kind of like wiggle your way around the zombies, because you don't have to kill anything for progression, really.
Yeah. To be fair, yeah, you said this was your first survival horror game, and I play these games with a fair amount of frequency. So, you know.
But I think as an entry point, like this is a good place to start.
Yeah, Resi 2 Remake is a great place to hop on, especially because, like, there wasn't very much good going on in the series before. Well, I guess people liked Resi 7, but I still can't really speak to that. I only played an hour of it. But there wasn't a whole lot good going on in the series before that, and, you know, this game was great. If your interest was ever piqued by this game, go and look at it.
Yeah.
Honestly. It surpassed everything I was expecting from it, and I had 0 expectations.
Do you think you're going to look at the remake for 3 at all?
If the remake goes on sale, I'll probably pick it up.
That's fair. I think it goes on sale pretty frequently.
Probably.
Oh, dude, finishing one of these games gives you the itch to play another one, too.
Honestly. Like, tomorrow I'm probably going to play Leon's story.
Yeah, like...
And then go back to Triangle time later.
A couple years ago when I played Resident Evil 3, it was... God, that was already 2 years ago. Jeez. But a couple of years ago when I did that, like, that's what started the itch for me to want to play Silent Hill. And, like, there was a persistent desire through my entire playthrough of Final Fantasy VII, so that's when I pulled the trigger.
No, that's cool. I might try it at some point. We'll see.
You should.
We're in the middle of game flooding, so I'll wait till there's a bit of a drought. But yeah, I'm tempted. Like I say, there's no harm because I
you already have
the game. It's just I'm a baby.
If you have a copy of 8 back there,
aren't they doing a next gen upgrade as well? I saw.
Oh yeah, that's coming soon. Is like upgrades for I think 7, 3, and 2.
Yeah, maybe I'll play it when that comes out. Then maybe I'll do that.
Yeah,
who knows? I am also a baby bitch though, so you know.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Fine.
If you got like a copy of 8 back there, that's even less scary than this game. So.
Is it?
Like,
because I feel you say that, but everybody else said that they shit themselves at one point. Like, so...
There was one part that I know everyone like screamed at because I was like, "Ah, yes, that's the part that all the Twitch screamers are going to scream at." But aside from that, you should be fine. That game isn't scary at all.
Yeah,
I don't believe you.
And 2 wasn't really that scary either.
I don't believe you.
Like once you're out of the police headquarters, you're fine.
Once you're out, you're like, bitch,
it's really good at being atmospheric, like in the quiet moments, but like Resident Evil has always leaned more on the kind of giving you cool things to do, whereas opposed to like, I'll be the first to say that the gameplay of Silent Hill is not what sells you on it, it's everything surrounding it. So, you know, Resident Evil is the one that's always been less scary.
Definitely.
like I've only played half the game, but Claire was an entertaining enough character to make me want to keep
love
going.
Claire, man.
Dude, her VA
She's
is
great.
so freaking good.
Oh yeah, I watched like, it wasn't a full stream. It was like stream highlight of her VA playing the game while dressed up as her. It was great.
Oh yeah.
Nice. But no, maybe one day we'll see. Maybe I'll stream it.
Dude,
It'll be
book
funny.
club game?
Book club game. Book club.
Oh,
Book
I'll
club
play this
game?
game again. Yeah, let's go.
Book club. Hey, maybe that's a strat. But yeah.
We need topics in the next couple of weeks.
Jack has
short
also
game.
been playing Resi 2.
Maybe.
Hear me out.
Yeah, maybe.
Book club?
Book club.
It's so annoying that obviously it's not a book, but there's no better term to call it, really.
I feel like if we are going to do a podcast like that at some point, we do need to come up with a very clever name, because I don't think we can just call it book club, because like, or it'd be funny.
Sure we can.
Book club.
Resident Evil 2 book club.
Who knows? But no.
Metal
Book
Gear
Club
Solid
Remake.
1 book club.
Okay.
Yeah,
Right.
you could get away with book club for like Danganronpa, because it is a lot of reading.
It is a lot of reading. That's true. Who knows? But yeah, that's going to be it for us, guys, I think. Links are on screen right now. You can go and follow us on social media if you want to keep up to date with what we do outside of the podcast. Keep up with all the support and stuff like that. We do appreciate everything that you guys have been doing for us. Please keep supporting us while the game drought comes back. We please.
We promise.
We promise we'll be entertaining.
We'll talk about games when they come out again.
We'll be entertaining, I swear. We'll probably play something. And if you want to see when we do play stuff, you can go and follow us on Twitter at HotGamersOnly, or subscribe to the YouTube channel at youtube.com/HotGamersOnly. And hey, if you don't want to look at our stupid faces, that's cool too. You can go to your favourite podcast service by going to the link tree or searching for Hot Gamers Only on your favourite podcast service, like Spotify or Apple Podcasts, and yeah. Or Castbox, or whatever you listen to us on. We got a lot of Castbox. Yeah, we got a lot of Castbox listeners. I always like to shout out the Castbox listeners, because I don't know what the fuck Castbox is, but you guys are watching
We
on it.
don't know who you are.
Literally.
I don't know you, but you the real MVP.
You are the real MVP if you found us on a
Thanks.
podcast service that I didn't even know existed. So thank you. We do appreciate it. In fact, I'm going to go and quickly check who else is listening. You're listening on Castbox, you mad fuckers.
I feel like that's like the band camp of podcasts.
Yes, 10% of our audience listen to us on Castbox. You fucking
Was it
weird
Bandcamp
people.
that just got bought by Epic?
I don't
Yes,
know.
That was a
Bandcamp
different
was bought by Epic.
Okay.
Also,
I was going to
that's-
say, like,
Also,
why did I-
That's disheartening.
7% of our audience listens on another podcast service called Podcast Addict. Don't know who that is either.
Podcast Addict.
But the thing is, we have so many people that are on so many different services. Because get this right, 7% is Podcast Addict as our fourth list. Other is 38%. So I don't know why
Other.
we somehow have gotten like a couple of like we must have like 5 or 10 listeners on like every single fucking podcast service. So thank you.
Dude, I love this. Our podcast like gets to the weird reaches.
Yeah,
It's
like
great.
I thought everybody would listen to just on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, like most people do, or maybe Google. Google's not even in the top 5. It's in the other category. Jacob on Amazon, he's in the other category. Like everyone's like. But hey, we appreciate you. Thank you so much for listening. And like, we get some wacky countries, dude. Did you know our third most listened to country is Germany? Wow.
Dude, this is when we
hype.
learned that our podcast is being illegally uploaded to somewhere else.
God, it would be my dream come true if we found out one day that like someone was doing like a fucking dub of our podcast, like just randomly, you know. Like I've seen them before where people will do like a German dub of people's podcasts, where it's literally just
man.
the video of this, but like they've got like some German people that try and sound as close to us. I'd love to hear what my German counterpart would sound like, to be honest.
That would be amazing.
And Hunter's German counterpart. Want to listen to that? Dude, that'd be that would be swell.
Dude, the German Toodaloo.
Oh, man.
I would love to hear what a German Toodaloo is. But I guess you're just gonna have to live with an
Dog.
English one, I guess.
Unless you can find the German dub somewhere in the dark web.
Oh, fucking send us a link. Please be on the regular web, but please send us a link. We'd love to see it. But hey, we'll be back same time, same place next week for more. Who knows what we'll be talking about, but we will be back. And yeah, have an awesome week, guys. And yeah, we'll see you next time. Bye.
See ya.
Toodaloo.